All right, so let's open up Visual Studio and we're going to start a project and try to create that program that we just, what we call pseudocode, or stepped out the process, input, processing, and output. All right, so we're going to create a new project. So ideally you're here and we're going to create a new project. And in your templates, hopefully you have a template that says, I'm looking for console app. This says console app. I don't want an empty project. You can do it from an empty project, but let's do the console app. It's a little bit better for reasons we'll see as we progress. So console app, and make sure that in this bottom left-hand corner it says C++. So I don't think I have anything else on this machine because that's all I have is C++. So you want to make sure, I was going to try and give you an example, but on this console app, C++. And then we're going to click on that, and then we're going to choose next. So this should be self-explanatory. Decide where you're going to save your project. It's going to default to this root directory with repos in it. So if you want to keep it there, I'll keep it there just because I don't need to go through the process of walking through you how to navigate in your directory unless you need some extra help with that. I'm going to call this project name Celsius to Fahrenheit. And project name, just keep it all one word. So now I'm going to click on create. I did keep it one word, but remember that we can separate multiple words with a capital and then put it all together as if it's one word. So that's what we're going to do here. One word, Celsius to Fahrenheit. All right, and then we're going to hit create. And then we're going to wait for it to install or load our project. All right, mine loaded on another screen, so I paused and now I brought it over here. So now it should look something like this. So this is a template. It's a starter file for us that Visual Studio created on our behalf. And some things that at this point we just kind of have to take for granted or take at face value. Every C++ program is going to start off with this starter piece that says int main parentheses, and then there's an open and close curly brace. All of our code is going to go inside this open and close curly brace. So, and then we have this thing here that says hashtag include IOStream. Again, this is something I'm going to ask you just to sort of take at face value for right now. And then as we progress, we'll learn how it works or what it does. You'll also see a bunch of stuff in green, and green are comments. Green comments are for the programmer to read, and the computer itself, the program when it runs, when it was what we called compiles, is going to be ignored. So there's a lot of informational tips in here, which really kind of confuse me right now. There's a lot of clutter on my screen, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then up here it has the name of my file. That's okay. I don't need this extra verbiage. But what I might also do is put my name in here. So anytime you want to make a comment, then it's going to start off with these 2 forward slashes, which indicates that a comment follows. And then I'm going to put my name. So my name is Kirsten Markley, because it's always a good idea to put your name on top of any of your assignments, of any kind of assignment that you're doing. The next thing I'm going to ask you to kind of take at face value for now is this std : and then the C out. So what we're going to do instead, I'll show you why we're doing it so it doesn't explain the whole why, but it'll be some of the why. So up here underneath include IOStream, I put my cursor and then I hit the enter key, and what I'm going to type in is using namespace std and semicolon. So effectively what I've done is moved this into this location, onto this sentence. And the reason I'm doing that, let me comment it out so you'll see. Well, let me see, one more step at a time. The reason why I'm doing that is so I don't have to do this std : in front of every time I type the word C out. Like, why is that? Just, that's about as deep as we need to understand it right now. So now this will work. You can see I don't have any red squiggly lines. If I don't have this here, I'm going to cut mine. I thought I was going to, there we go. If I don't have that namespace std here, I get a red squiggly, it's unhappy. So what that would mean is it wants to see that std back here, If I write another cout statement, and this is just another statement, really doesn't have any meaning right now, I'm just trying to demonstrate this concept. So again, I would have to put in std : well, that's going to get pretty tedious to have to keep typing in std : every time I want to do something like this. So the shortcut to that is, if I put back here this names using namespace std, I don't have to keep typing it in over and over again. It sort of says it, I'm just going to let you know I need std for everything. That's a really vague explanation, but for now we know that that's what I'm doing there. And we can get more detailed with the ins and Ys of that in a little bit, but for now let's just kind of take it at that spot. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, underneath my name, I'm going to hit a couple of line breaks, and I'm going to do what's called a multi-line comment, meaning I'm going to do a / and a asterisk. You see it finished off an asterisk and a forward / for me. When I hit the enter key, what I'm going to do is paste. Oh, that's not what I wanted to paste. Well, I was going to paste my input-output processing because I thought I still had it in memory, but I don't. So we'll just type this again, just so I remember. So input, get Celsius from the user. Processing is my formula, which we decided was Fahrenheit is equal to 32 plus Celsius times 9 divided by 5. 32 plus Celsius. Right. All right, I think I reversed it the other way around the last time, but it'll do the same thing, right? Because it's still going to do order of operations. It's going to do the multiplication and the division first, and then add on the 32. So I think I rearranged it from the way we did it in the Word document, but the output should still be the same. That is the formula. And so then our output is we want to give back the user, display back to user the calculation, the Fahrenheit. Okay. So I think we are at a point where we're ready to start with our program. So we've just got it set up, and now in my next video we'll start actually writing the input.